What up, folks? Hey, this is Jail here to tell you a very, um, heartfelt video from a story I've dealt with in my life. Here it goes. You see, I grew up in a very redneck, white trash town, and, I had a pretty good life for a while up until my first year of high school. And this is really shaded to my entire life. My entire life, even now, it still influences highly. You see, when I was growing up, there was uh, freaking um, I tend to have ADHD and autism, so throughout most of my school life, I wasn't really damaged or hurt or kept away from anyone. Most of my friends accepted me since we knew each other since we were kids. I was accepted. I was, in general, seen as a human being. People hung out with me. People associated with me. People talked with me. Um, And I was really, really liberal in grade school and middle school, and I'm starting to come back to that. Being a Democrat, still with my faith, whatever. But I mean, a lot of things started changing for me once my grandmother died. Once I started getting back into spirituality, once I started getting back into focusing on the people I have left in my life and loving and caring about them. Eventually, this led to um, fears and insecurities about my life, and this eked into my mental health mid midway through high school, midway through my eighth grade year, and after the following summer, I started losing who I was bit by bit by this mental um, disease. And schizophrenia. It's a terrible thing. I think people should be free of it. So I started exhibiting serious traits of schizophrenia. I would later go on to really regret a lot of the choices I made in freshman and for all of high school. So for my freshman sophomore year, they didn't know what to do with me, so they kept me going to classes. I kept on losing my sanity bit by bit by bit. Bipolarism started kicking in. I became addicted to my ADHD meds. Well, I was addicted to those back in middle school already, so I was blazed on my mind on Adderall and Ritalin since I was in fifth grade. Magical adventures in every book I read. Magical adventures in everything I drank and eat. Magical adventures in my imagination. A billion channels and TV shows, all my own creation, going off at once. Food had like essence to it. I could taste like orange. I could taste purple. I could imagine all sorts of things in my head. And eventually, I got addicted to the Ritalin. I thought this was the cause of all of it, but it wasn't. It's my own creativity, my own mind. But like I was saying, in high school, I started drifting more and more towards ad- um, addiction to chemicals and make me feel good. And then eventually, I broke free of it, but damage had been done. So my junior year of high school, we got new teachers, and right in the first fall, they kicked me out of all my classes. The first fall of, well, the fall of my junior year, they kicked me out of all my normal classes except history and English. Those are the only two classes I was good at. So they taught me a bunch of really, really stupid math. Really, really fucking stupid math. Like, I was thrown in a room. I was like, here I was in the herd. Now I'm taken away in front of the pit where you keep all the dead, dying calves and cattle and retarded, dying assholes and all that shit. I was pretty much shipped off because they didn't think I was worthy of teaching, and they threw me in the insanity pit. It was literally a pit where we're surrounded by people who were like the freak show, and I'd be excluded. My friends still trust me, but I was surrounded by some of the dumbest people I've ever met in my life. I met Pillsbury Doughboy. I met the racist Amish girl who called a black dude. She said black guys look like gorillas right to a black kid's face, and she got away with it because she was special needs. All this shit pissed me off being all in belief. I had to watch them eat. I had to hear them fart. I had to deal with them bullying all of us with their stupidity. The Pillsbury Doughboy was the worst. He would literally be the dumbest piece of fucking shit on the planet. He'd run around naked all the time. He'd freaking bully us with his handicapness. He was a teacher's pet. He would play with racers. He did a lot of fucking stupid retarded shit. He literally would creep people out. He would um give you massages while you were at lunch. He looked inbred. He looked inbred. He looked like the retarded offspring of freaking Pillsbury Doughboy with Anne Frank with Rosie O'Donnell. He was literally looked like a failed human cloning test subject. I'm pretty sure that's what he was, or his mom and dad were brother and sister. Either way, he was a failed experiment. He is proof that natural selection does not exist. But like I said, he would literally bully us because he would act as annoying and that retarded as possible. He was like SpongeBob and Patrick level stupidity. No, literally, he is the retarded offspring of. He's SpongeBob and Patrick. If they ever had an abominous child from their unions, which I'm pretty sure that would make an awesome episode of SpongeBob. So this abomination of SpongeBob and Patrick went on to annoy us for the last years of high school. He hunted down and would like stalk girls at lunch. He would um, watch Uncle Grandpa at age 16. Um, yeah, I dealt with these people. It was an absolute hell. And every time I tried getting out of this place, like when they instead of teaching me high school algebra and shit, they taught me fucking checking book math. We worked as slaves in the school kitchens and shit. We were the school bitches, and yet we didn't get any money, and the money we did get, once in a great while, we were forced to spend on school supplies. It was slave labor. I mean, here's the thing: the Soxbury School District, I found out from friends of mine who are also autistic, has a deal with the Wisconsin Dells Tourist Board to keep autistics and special needs people as stupid and as untrained as possible, so they can make a usable workforce for the Dells Tourist Board and the Kalahari to work as like drones and janitors and shit. I shit you not. I was tried out to so many of those conventions each year where they were just where they do job Olympics and like be janitors and see who the best janitor was and fucking clean things up and just freaking see all the opportunities available to special needs people, which is literally just being garbage drones and maids, if that. And we were raised up to think this is a great, awesome thing. So we had to deal with the gang happy, fun Olympic activities. So you could do the most laundry and all that shit. It was fucking stupid. Made me bleed blood out my fucking ass. Um, made me shit diarrhea chunks for months to come. Um, Eventually, this led to me hating school district anymore. I was forced to listen to kids do karaoke, handicapped kids do karaoke off tune. It was it was like someone was shoving a giant metal fist up my ass and trying to drag out my prostate. That's literally what it was. Hopefully that never happens. Hopefully I'll never be into it. Hopefully. Hopefully. So eventually, my friends were still there for me, so I got through my last years of high school mostly intact. But like I said, they didn't teach me actual math. I'm making up for this. I'm making this from now, and I'm trying to push myself now that I have the opportunity. I'm trying to learn the things they didn't teach me, trying to prove them wrong. Um, but eventually I graduated. I went to last year. High school was probably my best. I went to high school football games, went to prom and shit. And they all treat me like the token autistic kid who they're all nice to. Got to grab a really hot chick's ass and slow dance with her. That's the most ass I've gotten since probably my entire life. I've never gotten any ass in college, unfortunately. I'm a lonely virgin nerd who plays video games all day. Fuck me. But no, I mean, eventually I got out of there. Um, Eventually I got out of there, but I still technically wasn't out of the school system. I had just I legally graduated. They gave me a pen paper show. I had technically passed all their tests and their academic rec- um, records. So then came the ACTs. I took those, and because I was rigged and did not know math, eventually I eventually since my I'd failed math, I failed math and I was so bad at all the other things like science and shit, I would have been kicked out immediately. But technically, since I did so well in the English and history part of the test, like social studies and literature, and I excelled at that, and I was above par for my grade and my age for it. Once again, those are the only two things I was good at. Still kind of says that true in college. Was that saved me, and I was actually able to go to community college. And ever since then, I've been going from class to class. I spent 2 years like reviewing, reading, and watching Star Wars films, sci-fi films, magic, fantasy novels, and watching Doctor Who episodes and critiquing them, giving papers on them. It was great. It was the funnest time I ever had in my life. And college has been probably pretty good to me. Probably pretty. It's been really good to me. Me and my best friend Adam moved in with one another, and we lived. And I moved in my roommates who I'd known for 2 years before. Moved in this past year has been success. Passed with did really well on my tests this past semester. Got a job living in Mass in the hedonistic heathen city Mass, and with all its degenerates and weird freaks and conflicting cultures. A port of call, a red light district, and a fucking home of weed. It's been great. But in between then, let's just say this. After I went to Baraboo, I made some really good friends. Most of the form my friends who are still with me today. I made probably the most trusting friendships I ever made in my life. Was with the friends I have now. I made in college and the ones that stuck by me after high school. Um, the bottom line is don't trust the school system. It's fucking stupid. It's meant to keep the autistic and mentally handicapped down. It really fucking is. And yeah, I still do a lot of cert, um, still do a lot with the prejudice against autistic people, especially this with bipolar people, schizophrenia. Um, yeah, I mean, I want to be a writer and storyteller. I want to get into social media and work on games and shit. I might be a DM for hire. Might sell my campaign, my world, bit by bit by bit. You know, given the chance to sell out the worlds I've been working on since high school, which I would totally sell out. Hell yeah, I would totally sell all my entire creative juices and juices if someone gave me enough cash and lotion to do things with, you know? Yeah. But in general, I went from a retard pin in high school where I wanted to kill myself on a daily basis, or at least go hog ass wild with a freaking machete on the Pillsbury Doughboy and freaking throw the racist Amish girl into the freaking near projects. I still want to do that shit. Still have dreams about it, and I still want to burn that high school to the ground, singing "Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya." But I still do. I have other issues going on right now, such as my war with the Jesus freaks at St. Paul's, the cult of Father Eric, dealing with the cult of God Emperor Trump, and having these dark, terrible visions I have every night. Yeah. Well, that's talking to you, folks. Stay sane. Peace out.